Welcome, everybody. Tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about hurricane preparedness. I've got a couple of things I want to show you and go over with you. And a lot of this doesn't really cost you a whole lot of money um, to prepare, okay? Um, a lot of people think, well, if I don't live right on the East Coast, I don't have anything to worry about, and that's not the case. Um, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember last year, Hurricane Helene did some, destruction through several states, especially Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee and Kentucky, and a portion of Virginia. And hey, Echo, baby. Um, how are you doing tonight, baby? Um, it devastated our state, and we lost a lot of people. And for a good little while, I had family members up in the mountains in North Carolina, and for a good while, I didn't know if they were alive or what. And by at Christmas, I found out they were all okay. But y'all, that was from September to Christmas. I didn't know anything. So, and some people still don't know. They don't have any answers. So, don't think just because you're inland means you're safe. A hurricane can go ride the coast and go up and then go inland. And if you're already in an area that's saturated by rain or anything like that, it can cause flooding and devastation, and it can take a lot of lives. So I always go with the old adage, it's better to be prepared and nothing happen than to have something happen and not be prepared. Um, and of course, I always be spiritually ready for anything, because you never know when your time is or what's going to happen in your life that might change things, and somebody might have to, go home to the Lord. Um, so always be prepared spiritually. But what I'm talking about tonight is when we're here on earth, we're supposed to be living, you know, and taking care of responsibilities and doing things and being prepared. And I want to talk to y'all about how you can be prepared. Um, the first thing, most basic thing that I found as a child that we always needed, and it seemed like we were always out of them when we needed them, was matches, or we couldn't find them. Now, I keep matches sealed up in some plastic in another container that's always okay. And I've got them in my shed over by my chicken coop. I've got them in my house and 2 or 3 different places. So I always have matches ready. Okay. And the next thing I always get is I get emergency candles. These are 5-hour little emergency candles. Okay. I got these on clearance one day. And they were like 40 cents, I think. Okay. And it's just a small little pack. And one candle will last you about 5 hours. Okay. It doesn't seem like a long time. But when you're cooking and cleaning and doing things at night that you got to take care of in your house when the power's out, that little candle will help you out so much. Okay. So I always keep you some little emergency candles around. And if you can't find those, y'all, you got taper candles. You got little teeny candles like that. You got your little photo candles that you can get for fairly inexpensive. Y'all, I've had that candle for years, and it used to be, really long, and it got melted literally, and I had one of those little kits that you can heat your wax back up and pour it in there and try to make your candles again. So it's got a seam on it. I have a whole tub of candles, so you can get your candles from pretty much anywhere. Okay. Now be careful when you're using your candles, because if let's say you've got your window open and there's a breeze coming through, and you have that candle sitting there. If you've got curtains or anything that can catch on fire, if it goes and gets knocked into the breeze, then you'll end up with a fire, and you don't want that. So always be cautious of where you set your candles at. Okay. The next thing I have, and it's rather old school, is a lantern. Okay. A oil lamp. Okay. Now, you always want to keep your oil lamps cleaned. Okay. Cleaned and ready, y'all. That's what I say. And I'm going to show y'all how to use it. Okay. I'm going to open up my matches. All right. And get some matches out of here. I do not like using a lighter to light these. Okay. I don't. I prefer to light it. But I'm going to show you first how you load this bad baby up. You put your lantern oil in the bottom and never fill it up any more than about right there. Okay? Don't fill it all the way up. Fill it up to about right there. And you take your little tape that looks like this when you get it, okay? And you stick it up through the bottom, and you take this little knob and you turn it until it comes up about right there, okay? And you put it in there, and you let that sit down in that oil until it soaks and lets your wick get wet all the way up to the top. And then you're ready to light it, okay? All right? And depending on how high you want your flame is depending on how high you let that wick up, okay? Now, you put your top on it. Make sure that your prongs stay on the outside. Don't let your prongs get inside of your top, okay? Now, I'm going to turn the light off and let y'all see how much light that gives off, okay? Okay? Turn all the lights off in here. Okay, y'all? You see, I'm turning it up. You see that? And then I'm turning it back down. Okay? And people have been using these lanterns for eons, different types of lanterns, but nonetheless, lanterns. They use beef tallow and all different kinds of things to make their lanterns. This is just a more modern version, but a lot of people say, "Oh, that's ancient." Not really. Um, it is, but it's not. Okay, so but that is your other light source. Okay. Now, when you go to um, blow it out, you just okay. I don't have the little special clicker thing on it. You can put over it to let it out. Okay. And the oil that I buy is called Clean. It's called Clean Heat. Is what I prefer to buy. But last year they were out of it, so I had to buy this stuff from a place called the Big Blue Store where I live at, and their stuff is a little bit. It's got a little bit of a smell to it that I'm not fond of, but it works. So that's what we're gonna use this year. Okay. Yeah, that they are such a pretty glow. That's right. I enjoy using them, and I don't wait till the power goes out to use them. I like using them. Period. Now, the other thing you can do is you can go anywhere. These I got at Dollar General. Y'all see that says $3 right there, and it's a spotlight. It's a solar spotlight. Now I didn't pay $3 for it. These were buy one, get one free. Okay. And I bought them on a Saturday. And on Saturdays, you get a 5 off of 25 at Dollar General. So I didn't really even spend $1.50 on each one of them. Okay. But anyway, the point is, this is solar. During the day, you put this out and let it charge. And at night, if you have to, you can take you a regular old flower vase or something and stick a piece of foam in it or something to put your little stick thing down in. And you can, direct this because this is directional, okay? You can direct it to wherever you want it at in your house, okay? And use it. And if you need to leave a couple outside, leave a couple outside in case you need to walk around or something. But those are very handy and they're very cost effective. And they're a lot better than those ones that are like $1, $1.25, which I would buy them if I had to, but, anyway. And the next thing is, you can get these little lanterns by Coleman, and this one's by Coast. They have the little handles on them, and I put them in my archways between my rooms. Like, I hang one between my kitchen and my dining room, and then I hang one up in the living room. All right. And I have a smaller one that I set in the bathrooms. Okay. So everybody has plenty of light. Okay. And of course, at night, if you need to go into your room, you just take one in there. Okay. No, actually, Anna, you do not have to even use a phone app. If you go to Dollar General during the week and you buy, let's say, a 33-cent pack of gum, when your receipt prints out on the bottom of the receipt, it's going to have 5 off of 25 on Saturday. Okay, you save that receipt. And all of your stuff you get on Saturday needs to equal up to $25 before taxes. Okay? Now, let's say they have a sale where you buy um, uh, spend 12, get $3 off. Okay, on lawn and garden. Well, this is lawn and garden. Okay, so you're going to go buy 4 of these at $3. That's going to equal 12. And then they're going to take $3 off of it automatically. So you don't count $12 towards your $25 total. You only count 9 because that is a store discount. They've already given you that discount, that $3. So that isn't, you're not going to pay 12, you're going to pay 9. Okay, so remember that if you buy something on Saturday that's on a store sale that's like a discount, like spend 12, get 3 off, you can only count $9 towards that $25 total before taxes. Okay, so that's another way around that phone app system. Okay, as long as they're printing out those 5 off of 25 coupons at the bottom of your receipt. Okay. Hey, Tiger, how are you doing? Good to have you, honey. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is if you've got kiddos, you got grandkids, you have neighbors that are, they got little kids. Y'all, sometimes people forget to eat. They don't have no goodies, no treats for them, no nothing. And they get bored. And if you're flooded in or you can't leave to go to the store, I always try to make sure I have treats around for the kids in the neighborhood and stuff. And I just brought this in here because it was a little thing of gum that I got for like 25 cents with coupons and stuff. And I have board games in there. And, with cards, board games, whatever. Because, when you don't have power and you can't really go outside and everybody's stuck inside, people can start getting on each other's nerves if they don't have something to do. And board games and maybe having a little bit of popcorn that you can pop on the stove, of course, gas stove or whatever, is always good to have. It's good to have little snacks and things. Kind of just, get it while it's on sale and put it somewhere that, of course, that's shelf stable and in a container, so nothing gets into it. You just keep it around. Now the next thing is having a first aid kit. Well, actually, yeah, they do. Now it's not going to, if you cut, your leg bout off, you might want to, have some other wraps and stuff. But for minor, things, this can really help. So at least have you a little first aid kit, okay? Now, the next thing is disinfectant. Now, I like using my good old Lysol, my old school Pine Sol and all that, to clean everything. But when your power's out and, you can't, you got to be real reserved on your water usage and all that. Disinfectant spray. Now, I got this disinfectant spray for like $3 at Home Depot a little while ago. I told y'all about that. Okay? And you do not have to go buy fancy, bougie disinfectant spray. Just get you some cheap disinfectant spray. Okay? And keep that around. All right? Now, the next thing is plain, non-scented bleach. Y'all, I use this all year long in my water containers outside. Okay? Keep this around. Storing gallons of um, like Clorox, bleach, and all that, I don't like doing that. I just get chlorine tablets, okay? Keep you some chlorine tablets around. Keep you some iodine tablets around, okay? Um, the other thing is a can opener, y'all. If you don't have a can opener, you need one. Y'all, I about cut my hand off one time trying to open a can with a knife. And I had done it all while I was growing up several times and had never cut myself. Well, I almost did as an adult. I was cutting it and that knife, the blade broke and it, went sideways. The lid did, and it cut right into my finger that's injured now. It's like I always end up messing up that finger for some reason, but I cut right into there into my knuckle. And I mean, it dug and it was deep. But I don't advise anybody to try to open up a can with a knife. Get you a can opener. So I always keep one of those handy dandy. The other thing is keeping, hey, Fast Bear with God, how are you doing tonight, honey? The other thing is food. You can keep canned supplies, like canned goods, around, but if you have a little gas stove device, even if you don't have a gas stove, get you a little camping stove. They do have them where you could literally set them up right on the top of your stove, and it has a little gas bottle in it. And it's one burner, and you can even get them with two or whatever. But if you don't have a lot of money, you just get you one with one burner. And keep your stove area real good and clean. Use it right on top of your stove. Make sure you're ventilated, because if your power's off, you need to be aware of having good ventilation. So open up a window or something, okay? And you can cook anything. And what I found is real easy if the power's out and you don't have like a lot of canned goods is, let's say you've got meat and stuff in your freezer refrigerator, whatever, that's starting to spoil. But you don't have a lot of gas and you don't want to have to cook something that's going to take a lot of time to boil. Well, keep you some noodles or something all the time. Okay? Because, y'all, I can take a little bit of any kind of meat and turn it into a noodle ramen dish or anything. These noodles, everybody thinks ramen noodles, you have to use those seasoning packets in them. I don't. I just get a little bit of my seasoning that I want to use and throw it in there, and I set them packets to the side because they are so high in sodium. But my point is, you can make a very good meal with a little bit of ramen and other things. Okay, a little bit of fresh onion cut up. A lot of things are going to go spoiling in your refrigerator if you don't cook them. So don't let them go to waste. But in order to cook them, you've got to have a device to cook them on. And if you don't have a gas stove and it's pouring down rain outside and you can't get out there to use your grill or whatever, you need to have a way to cook inside. Just saying. So those are some of the things that I do around here, to make sure that I'm always prepared. And y'all see, I have this stuff right in my kitchen. These are not in some closet somewhere. They're right over here on a shelf, right here in my kitchen. Okay, this stuff is, right there. Of course, my can opener is right there in the kitchen. My Clorox tablets right at my back door. My candles are right in my dining room in my buffet. I have a door that opens up, and that's where my candles go. Keep your stuff where you can, get to it easily. Don't go and pack it up and forget about it and forget that you got it. You should always be prepared for your power going out and stuff. Now, these I had in the spare bedroom, so that's the furthest, thing that was away from me. And these, of course, stay in my dining room in that drawer over there. So, but I always have this stuff around right close to me because we lose power a lot here. Okay, and I always tell everybody you need to have your Bible, be reading your Bible, and I always make sure you got some vittles. That's, you need to be able to eat, but you need to have your two different kinds of bread. Okay, the Word, which is the Bible, and you some bread. Okay, and bread meaning food, y'all. No, I don't literally mean bread. This is something to eat. Okay, now I have talked and talked. Does anybody have anything to add? Any good ideas? Because those are my basic ideas, y'all. And I was going to do a thing on cleaning water. I was going to do a demonstration for y'all, but I forgot my 5-gallon bucket outside. So I can't make it. And I didn't have a chance to make any charcoal because it's been raining, so I don't have any charcoal saved. So I was going to make y'all show you how to make a water filter. Okay? But does anybody have anything they want to share? Actually, I didn't say batteries. Yeah, you do need, Tiger, you do. That's a good point. You need batteries. Okay. Now, I always have batteries in mine. I keep them in there 24/7, So, but not everybody has batteries all the time. So, yes, batteries. Good point. I know, Echo. It's like, Dad, come on now. And water. Always make sure you have water stored. Can't make no food if you ain't got water. And you can't live if you ain't got water because you'll be dehydrated and you'll croak. So, water. Water. I didn't say water. Water, y'all. Water. Water is essential. Hey, OJ, how are you doing, honey? Now, fast bear with God. I meant to ask you the other day, where are you from? Are you East Coast, Central United States, West Coast? Where are you from? Pan-fried burgers. Ooh. That sounds kind of good. Now, I was asking Fast Bear with God where they were from. OG. You know what, Echo? That is a filling the bathtub. I filled the washing machine, the bathtub, and everything. Right? Yeah, that is a smart thing to do. But I stopped doing that in the bathtub because um we have a shower now. We had to take the shower out and take the tub out and put a shower in it because of Kenneth, to make it handicap accessible. So, but I have water stations all over the yard. Yeah, kettles and buckets. You can fill up your pots. Yeah, I put water in glass jars and all kinds of crazy stuff. You know. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Leave us a comment so we know you're here and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you've never been here, welcome, welcome. And we're talking about hurricane preparedness. That's what we're talking about. And we've already went through some of the things earlier about, like, just stuff like candles, matches, your lanterns, your oil lamps. Now we're talking about water and just some other ideas and sharing ideas on what we can have for good preparedness. Um, the best thing to have is have your heart and soul right, with the Lord always. That's the first thing to be prepared. Okay, and but right now I'm talking about hurricane preparedness because we actually have a disturbance out in the Atlantic Ocean that's looks like it's heading our way. You know what, Tiger? You know what? I was thinking about it. I'm like, she's like Louisiana or something, or Mississippi. Um, and I had a girl that I know that she went and stayed down in um she was staying down in New Orleans, and she lost her car. She said they never found her car. Um, but her and her son, were luckily okay. So that was horrible. So many people died in that. That was terrible. Having a tent is a very good idea. I think we probably all should have tents, you know, or some type of something we can turn into a shelter, you know. I'm looking through the comments. Oh, okay. So, but that's southern Mississippi you were at, right? That's further south, right? Ain't it? Or isn't it? because I could. Oh my goodness, are you serious? To the roof. Oh my goodness. You and your brother, y'all. Oh my goodness. A fast bear with God said, in 1986, brother and I chained two wooden lawn chairs to the roof and sat through the eye. Typical kids. I'd say y'all was unsupervised, weren't you? I'm just saying. My granny would have had me. Oh Lordy. My granny, she would have tore me up. And then my mom and daddy would have got hold of me. Oh, that would have been bad. And that's if the hurricane didn't get me. Y'all, they didn't play. They was, You're from Texas originally? Texas is a good state. I'm just saying. For some reason, you give me Oklahoma vibes. You give me a Midwestern vibe. You know? I don't know why. I just kind of feel like that. You watch. That's not funny, but the way you said it was like, yeah, the Gulf of America, Mexico, yeah. That you know what? There's Tiger, there's still houses all up and down the east coast of North Carolina going into the ocean. You know, the state of North Carolina, you know, they got all this money for, you know, beach nourishment, and they keep letting these people build these houses real close to the ocean. Well, the houses that were already there, I could see them, you know, they were sawing them off and moving them back. But I just have a hard time with the beaches being built up and stuff. People building on the coast so close to water. You know, we had wild horses in North Carolina all up and down the East Coast. And, you know, there's still a place that they have the horses on the beach here, but I just wish they would have left the beaches alone to where people could still go out there and fish and hunt and stuff and just let it be, you know, instead of people building it all up. Texas, New Mexico, yeah, that's beautiful, a beautiful area. That, yeah, somebody's house floating away. That's happened a lot here. I just, I couldn't imagine losing my house and watching my house float down a river or into the ocean or nowhere. You know, and all them people in North Carolina. My area floods real bad, so I know it's not. I always worry about that, you know, because I live in, like I said, I told you I live in a swamp, you know, in a basin, and we're in a swamp, so it's not. Hello, all. Yeah, I still can't believe Fast Bear with God got on the roof in the eye of a hurricane. That was crazy. I'm looking at y'all's comments. Now, is that why you moved, Tiger? Was because you had lost your house? Uh, Fast Fair with God, your parents couldn't get on the roof to go after y'all. My parents would have just waited at the bottom for you to come down. They would have eventually got you. Just saying. You might have got up there. You might have been chained to the roof, and they might not have been able to get up there to get to you. But they'd have been getting you after you got down. Okay, y'all. In here, I'm going to be putting these. I was originally from Missouri anyway. We stayed in Mississippi for 2 years after Katrina, but housing was horrible. Eventually, we made the call to come back. Yeah, cried all the way back. So. Oh, I'm sorry. You cried all the way back. So you didn't want to move back. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know. Y'all, that's. Mm. Well, nobody lost their life though, did they? That's true. Everything does happen for a reason, honey. Everything happens for a reason. But now, nobody got in. Okay, yeah, everybody made it out in one piece. Now, see that right there? That's the most important thing right there is that everybody made it out safe. Yeah, that very sentimental. I mean that. Yeah, very important too. And the most important thing is having your heart right with the Lord and knowing it on a daily basis because you never know when your time is. This morning, a boy that my son knows, 17 years old, was driving the service truck to work and he crashed into a tree at Lake Waccamaw and they found him in the canal. He got ejected from the vehicle. So now one of his co-workers has to bury their family. You know, a 17-year-old kid, y'all. 17-year-old kid. Just, yeah. And he said 2 words except for that today. That's all he said, you know. To me, 17 is a baby. You know, 17 is just like a baby. You know what? That's, you know what, Fast Bear? That's exactly true right there. In a hurricane, you have time to prepare. In a tornado, not so much. I'd be scared. Well, I mean, scared of, seeing stuff flying and crazy stuff like that, and people losing their houses. Um, I know if I died, I know where I'd go, though. But, just saying. But, so, I'm not scared to die. I don't want to die, but y'all know what I mean. But, just, that's right. That is the truth. That is the truth. Absolute. 100%. That is. Tornadoes ain't nothing to play around with at all. A house fire? Mm. Yeah, material possessions are not important. That is exactly right. You cannot take them things with you. They help you be able to live a more comfortable life, but they're not. No. Hey, Jen, how are you? Y'all see what Tiger said? I've been through both, plus a house fire. God wanted me to get through my head that material possessions aren't important. That's that right there, that statement, that's a fact. You can take that to the bank and invest in it. Invest in that thought, in your bank, your heart. Remember that. Because that's facts. You don't have your heart right with the Lord, you know, none of these possessions, none of this stuff, you can't take none of this with you. That prosperity gospel stuff, I'm not, no, not a fan of none of that mess, just got done with class. Good. How did it go? Was everything good, Jim? Anna, can you do me a favor? Or Echo, can you do me a favor, Echo? Oh, sorry, y'all. Echo, can you come up here for a minute? Can you come up here and keep everybody entertained till I get back? I have to go check on Kenneth. I just heard something. Can you come up here, please? Um, Echo, did you hear me, honey? Okay, y'all. Anna's going to take over, or Echo's going to take over for a few minutes. I got to go check on my hubs, okay?
Hello. I know some of you.
Thank you, Echo. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I could tell you guys what happened with Wormy. Last night, around 2 in the morning or so, she started having some real, uh, it sounded like light panting, but real struggled. And um, we got her into the vet right away this morning. And yeah, it ends up that it is what you diagnosed. She has, can't think of what it's called right now, congestive heart failure. So she had a couple shots. She seemed to be doing better there for a little while now. She's starting to kind of make some noises again tonight. But she finally rested and she finally ate. She wasn't having any problem with drinking, but she was having a little bit of issues with food, not wanting to eat tonight or today. But tonight I got out a little bit of chicken and she was like, "Okay, I'm hungry, Mom." Wormy is she looked like she was going to be a teacup chihuahua. She's a real small chihuahua. She's like 13, 14 years old now. And I guess congestive heart failure is common, very common thing in chihuahuas. So, um, we'll, um, we'll be talking to the vet again tomorrow and see if maybe she's going to have to be on Lasix. She's a little rescue. She was found in a basement in a crate with other puppies, just a crate full of leaves, and her legs were bad, so she wasn't going to be an adoptable dog. So I paid the people for her. I wanted her. I was like, "Oh, I'll take care of her." And she's just been quite that amazing. Her real name's Sage. We call her Wormy because when she would get so excited and get up on those hind legs of hers, them other legs flopping around up on and like waving at you. She reminded me of the Men in Black worms, the worm guys. But she's a tough cookie. She didn't whimper or nothing, and she was really brave when we brought her to the vet. Thanks. I appreciate the prayers for her. She's a little sweetheart. I know that some of you ladies have seen her. I could probably go and show her right now. I'll put her on camera for you. Yeah, she just turned around, Judy, so she's awake. Hey, Wormy. Let Mama turn on the lights so we can see you. And we're going to keep it a little cooler for her because then she doesn't struggle so much to breathe. And you'll probably notice that she's got cataracts because she's getting older. And this is little Wormy. That's Mama's little girl.
That's that baby.
And you'll notice that she's propped up against the corner, the arm of the chair. She likes to sleep kind of upright like that And that's a common thing that you'll notice with dogs when they're getting congestive heart failure. They'll want to start to prop themselves up when they sleep. So we have a pillow and blankies here, and we boost her up there, and that's how she rests the best. Till we go to bed.
Oh, yeah, it does. Makes it easier for them to breathe. That's right. Well, y'all, I'm back.
I'll hop
Okay,
back
thank you
down.
so much.
You're welcome. I'll hop back down.
You don't have to hop back down if you don't want to. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to hop back down, you can too.
Yeah, I'll hop back down. That way I
So,
can run around here a little bit while I'm visiting.
the moderate chat. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, that's cool, baby.
All right. Bye bye.
Cool beans. Echo's going to go back to chat. Tiger, yeah, everything was all right. I just, I kind of walk on eggshells a little bit, with hubby right now, um, uh, just try to be, mindful of every little noise. But he's all right. Now, Fast Fair with God, would you like to step up on panel and say hey to everybody? Um, we've never got that. Well, I haven't never got um, well, first I got to figure out how to drop the link in the chat to even do that. So let me see if I can figure out how to do that first. Did I cook tonight? I made salad tonight. We had a homemade chef salad. And I've got venison that I'm getting ready to cook in a little bit. Um, Let me see if I can do this. Let's stick here. Okay. Hmm. Y'all hold on. I'm trying to see if I can um see if see here. Figure out how to go to put a link in the chat. I'm not good with this stuff. I'm like, okay. Okay, I think I got it. So click on guest, invite, copy link, and then paste in chat. Okay. So we'll see if that works. Yeah, we'll see if I got it. Yeah, we'll see if I got it. We're gonna see about that one. Yeah, yeah. My brain ain't firing on all cylinders lately, y'all. So you have to forgive me. Write it on a sticky note. Yeah, yeah, I'll have to write that down on how to do it. I just don't have no sticky notes right here readily available with me. Hold on a minute, I got to get this deer meat ready. Okay. Gotta put it in my thing. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back to you. Let's see here. Well, Fast Bear, did you want to come up or no? And if you don't, that's okay. I understand. It took me many, 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 many years to get up the courage to even do a channel. I had a lot of encouragement from people, but I was, scared. Oh man. Now, Chris. Okay, just got home from. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. Put my onion and everything else up there, but I didn't get this off of my area, my cooking area. Not good, not good. Okay. What did I do with that knife? There it is. So, y'all, does anybody like you reported a med bus driver? Hmm. I'm happy to see everybody tonight. Everybody. I'm just happy everybody could come. Makes me feel special. Okay, y'all, I'm going to cut this onion up. Yeah, really? So he says some not so nice stuff, huh? Well, that's not nice. If somebody was, not being very nice. There's a lot of that going around lately. People just being using their words to hurt people, Yeah. You know what? I love chopping fresh onions. Oh man. Yeah. Well, y'all, you see that? That's my deer meat. That's 3 pounds of deer meat that I ground up. Okay? And I've already got it seasoned. Okay? So now I'm going to put me some onions in it. I'm doing a half of an onion in the deer meat, and then I'm going to save the other half for the gravy after I cook it, okay? Okay, so yeah, it's going to be good. Um, yeah, my son got this deer last hunting season, so makes me right proud that I get to cook the deer that he got for me. Now, let's see here. Here is my store bought. A little bit more black pepper. Where? Where is my nutmeg? Where did my nutmeg go? Somebody. Oh, there's my nutmeg. Okay, y'all. This is the spices that I'm using in this. Now, I've already got a little bit of seasoning in it, but that's lemon powder that I had dehydrated and a little bit of garlic and a little bit of other stuff. Now, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of granulated onion powder. I'm going to add I'd say about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic powder and about a half a teaspoon or so of nutmeg. And I'm going to put some Badia seasoning by a Bodo. I don't know. I said Badia. A Bodo. Adobo by Badia. See how I can't think straight. I'm making venison burgers. This is what I'm making. Venison burgers and gravy. So that's what I'm making, baby. Yes, that's what I'm making. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. A little bit of olive oil in my pan, y'all. A little bit of olive oil. Where's my little spatula? Oh, Michael used it earlier. That's right. Now I'm going to be cooking this on about maybe 3 or 4, and then I'll probably take it down to a simmer when I make the gravy. Okay? So, and I was going to add egg to this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to cook it like it is. Okay? And my patties, I'm not making them big either. I'm going to make my patties fairly small. Okay? We're going to just put that in there like that. The burner covers, no, I didn't buy them online. I got them from a yard sale. Oh, you don't know what you? Well, I had bacon to my venison meatloaf to give it some fat. That's what I did in this. I ground up some bacon from my pig that we had slaughtered. It was fresh bacon. It wasn't smoked. You need smell-o-vision. Oh, honey, if I could, I'd airlift you here so you could eat with us. This is for tomorrow, and I'm going to make my son a plate to take to work with him tomorrow. Try to cheer him up, y'all. Oh, yeah, I would. I like the feed season. If you hadn't figured it out by now, there's no reason for anybody in this country to starve. None. At all. You added the milk and it was still hard? Yeah, it needed some more. It needed a little bit of fat content. Is what well, that's what I would think. I got enough room for one little patty left. Oh. Well, I'm sorry it turned out like that, Jen. Jen, I'd have been slicing that stuff up and soaking it in gravy, and I'd have still probably ate it. Because, you know. Oh. Heck, are you crazy, girl? Y'all, I was trying to find my splatter thing. Oh, well, at least something got to eat it. I found my splatter guard, thank goodness. I was starting to think I was a little bit more crazy than I knew I was. Y'all, that little tiny bit of brown sugar, just that little bit of brown sugar I put in these is giving it that caramelized look. Let me go ahead and mix up my gravy. Gonna make me some gravy, y'all. Yeah, the crows would have liked it a lot. Hey, y'all, that first batch is almost done. So we'll be able to take it out in a minute. And you know, speaking of prepared, y'all, if you know a hurricane's coming, you could always take all of the meat and stuff that's in your refrigerator itself and go on and cook it up and get it ready. So if you do lose power, you can just pull it right out and thaw it a little bit at a time and cook it so you don't lose it, you know? And that way you don't have to worry about how you're going to cook it. You just have to figure out how you want to heat it up, you know? Yeah, Echo, that's a good point. Flying off with it. Well, thank you, Jen. I mean, uh, yeah. Oh, you were talking to Echo, Jen. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. I really like the way I can see um my subscribers now. That's a really nice thing, you know, being able to see who is subscribed to you. I like that feature. Pretty nifty little thing, you know. Okay, I've got to turn that down. Let it rest for a bit. I'm glad I'm getting more too. It's a nice thing. And you know, I know a lot of people aren't going to want to subscribe, you know, just because, you know, they don't, they're not really into what our channel's about and all that. So, I get it. Everybody has a different thing they like. So, I don't take those things to heart. But it is nice to, have it grow. Dear me, for tomorrow. Yes, I'll bring you a piece. Y'all, he smelled the deer meat. Oh. Mm. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw this onion. Well, Jen, I hope you get it fixed, baby. I really do. I'm going to wait to put those in there. I'm sorry you got a copy strike for the music. No, baby, that's good. Honey, I used your beautiful picture out on the lake as my thumbnail, as our thumbnail, not mine, ours. No, I mean just for the thumbnail, the actual still picture of you out on the lake. Oh, okay. On the pier, at the lake. Yeah. It's a pretty thumbnail, of course. Okay, y'all. I wish you could smell this deer meat cooking. Smells so good. Yeah, I had some hospital staff subscribe to our channel the other day, right while we were at the hospital. They really like the cooking aspect. Hey, Indy, how are you doing, baby? I'm glad to have you, baby. We're cooking us up some deer meat here. Meanwhile, I'm getting my stove all icky. Andy, you're not doing a show tonight, baby? Or anything? Because I didn't get no notification or nothing. Well, I very rarely do I even get notifications. I have to go check all y'all's channels out just to make sure. To see what's going on. I get, I think there's about 3 channels that I'm actually getting the notifications for. Okay, it's tomorrow night. All right. Well, that's what I thought, but you never know. You might decide to go live during the week sometime. Okay. Andy, you want to running with God? Oh. Hey, girl, how are you doing? Oh, thank you so much for coming. You guys, you have got to go check out Running with God's channel. She is amazing, amazing. Oh my goodness. Every day she puts up good scripture, good stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much, honey. Oh. See, Andy, I got to figure out how to get better about putting links up and stuff, y'all. I feel my heart just said, doo. Oh, thank you, honey. I am cooking deer meat right now. We went over some preparedness, and of course, I told them, be prepared first by arming yourself up and having your heart right with the Lord. That's the first thing. And then we talked about, getting prepared for the hurricane. Andy, if you could do that, that would be amazing, honey. If you could put her link in there and your link and whoever else you know's got a channel. Now, Running with God, let me tell you, I was just telling them, I did a stream about how precious life is and how God can call you home at any time. And our son came home this evening and told us a 17-year-old boy was on his way to work this morning and hit a tree and got ejected from the vehicle and died. He got ejected and he was in the canal where the alligators were at and died. God can call you home at any time. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do that all later. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do. Let's see. Y'all, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to do something while I'm here live. That's not. Yeah. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm trying to get me some give me a thing up here. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Y'all, I figured it out. I got it up there. Now let me do indies. Let's see here. see here. Do Indies and gins. Okay. I'm figuring it out, y'all. Okay, and now let's see here. Jen. Let's figure you out, girl. Let's see how to do yours. Y'all, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. I'm getting there. I have to do everything at a snail's pace, you know. Y'all know I'm dyslexic, so I have to do everything backwards. My brain has I guess my brain has figured out different ways around stuff. So there I put the active channels that I know of that's got links. Oh no, I didn't get oh you know, running with God, I am trying so hard to figure it out and get better so I'm not so slow, you know, and I'll get better. I know I will. I just got to be more, you know, I can have the patience on a lot of stuff like with cooking and with kids and stuff. But when it comes to computers and math, I just get so frustrated, you know, trying to, you know, learn how to navigate that stuff. But I figure if God wants me to figure it out, He'll help me figure it out. But I just got to be willing to try. So, and as long as you're willing to try and you pray about it, He'll help you figure it out. Y'all, that was some olive oil. Okay, so when I put them onions in there, that's olive oil. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. We got another channel that I need to put the one more. Y'all be patient with me. One more channel. Hold on. Um, 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 look. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay. I'm looking. Oh my goodness. Um. Mm, I'm trying to find. I might have to refresh because it's hanging up. Yeah, I believe it's hanging up. Okay, I'll just click off of it. Andy, I'm trying to get better, honey. I am really trying to get better. Oh, Yeah, we've got a lot of beautiful, beautiful people that we get to talk to, and I'm happy to be subscribed to every single one. That's who Miss Tiger 454. Miss Tiger 454. I need to look hers up again. She's on my subscriber list, so I'm subscribed to her. But it's not wanting to let me pull up my own subscriber list right now. Y'all tell me what's up with that. Tiger 454. Let's go there. I'll get it. There we go. I got it. Y'all, I'm getting it. Control. I'm going to put it in there. It might be delayed for a second, but it'll get in there. Did y'all see that? That is Tiger's link. The lady that lost her house and she had to move back to Missouri. That's her channel. See, I'm figuring it out, Andy. Even though my computer's wanting to be silly, I'm figuring it out. So, okay, yeah. We are. That's true, Andy. Yep. Yeah. You know what? God will help you with everything. God's not just for whenever. You know, I tell people don't wait to pray and turn to God till your life's falling apart or something's wrong. You know, wake up and thank Him for the air you breathe. You know, thank Him for another day to be with your family. You put Him first, and I promise you, things will work out better for you. It might seem hard at the time. Okay, all for His kingdom. Okay, y'all, I'm getting ready to do my gravy. And I'm using good old cornstarch instead of flour tonight. Okay. I would do the flour tonight, but I'm trying to be careful with Kenneth's tummy right now. You know, and the cornstarch doesn't bother him um as bad, you know. Okay, guys, this is what I'm gonna do. Some of that onion powder that I put up homemade that I added with some of that store-bought onion soup mix. I'm going to add a little bit of that to my gravy mix. Okay. And I'm going to put, oh my goodness, I'm going to put some of that everything seasoning that I just spilled all over my counter. The good thing about having a clean counter is I can take what I just did and put it right back in the container, because look here, y'all, when you keep your household clean and you have a little whoopsie, see how easy it is to fix it? See, I didn't panic. You clean it up. See that? No panicking or worrying. You just put it right back in the container. You know? Now, 20 years ago, I'd have fell apart. Well, not 20. Well, not really 20. More like 25. I'd have just fell apart. Fast bear with God. Do you ever cook any deer meat? Does any of y'all cook deer meat or anything? I'm assuming that that Running with God does too, because she's native like Echo. Oh yeah, deer and elk. Oh yes. Now I've never had elk, but of course deer. Yeah. The area I grew up in was native. I mean, you know, we all lived side by side. Okay, y'all. I'm getting ready to add this to my pan, and it's going to start thickening up. And I'm just going to stir. Oh yeah, turmeric on back straps is good. On back straps of any kind. Okay, Jim. Be careful at nighttime out there walking your puppy. Okay, y'all, I'm going to turn this on low. And I'm going to go on and add my deer to it, okay? My deer patties. Oh, they look so yummy. Look at that. See that little bit of caramelization? That's not brown. That's caramelization because I added about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in them. That's something that a lot of the natives do where I live at, is they put a little bit of brown sugar in their like burgers and venison, anything burger related has a little bit of brown sugar in it. Well, at least everybody in my neck of the woods that were native, down from my area. you know. Okay. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna sit down for a second. Well, actually, no, I can't. I have to. I forgot to put my I forgot to put my chicken seasoning in it. When I, my broth seasoning. Just a little bit, like a teaspoon. And it didn't really need that, but gives it a little bump up in the flavor, you know. But you do not have to use it. It'll have more than enough flavor from the everything seasoning, but I literally put 0 salt in that. There's the only thing that the salt's going to come from in that is that little bit of chicken bouillon I just put in it. So, okay, you guys. I'm going to put this back up. Remember, I always tell y'all, keep your kitchen area tidy, you know. Keep your cleaning area tidy. Oh, yes. Elk, deer, buffalo, and lamb. I like lamb. I've never had elk. I've never had buffalo. But I've had lamb, deer, raccoon, squirrel. I've tried bear meat. And the way I had it must have not been cooked the right way because I did not enjoy it. You do add the brown sugar, see? And I was told that came from out west. You know, that a lot of, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm like, well, I've heard of everybody doing it, that I know that was native, you know, like the different tribes where we live at. You got the Lumbee, the Siouan, the Waccamaw Siouan. Did I say Lumbee? You got the natives that live around Roanoke. You got the Cherokee, and everybody I know in my area that's native puts brown sugar in their ground up meats. Oh, okay. Steelhead. Now, am I crazy? But ain't that fish? Or am I crazy? Because I know we put brown sugar on some fish. We'll put lemon juice on it with a little bit of cracked black pepper and a little bit of brown sugar. Especially on that real bony fish they call shad and pike. We'll put a little bit of brown sugar on that. Freshwater salmon, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I can understand that. Anna, can you come back up here for a minute and keep everybody occupied for me for a minute, baby? please. Cod and snapper. Ooh, I bet you. I hadn't even thought about that. Cod and snapper. Yeah, that. Yeah, the brine, and we put brown sugar in the brine whenever we're doing like the smoked ham that you put in the smokehouse or anything smoked. We'll put it in the brine, the brown sugar in the brine when you soak it. We even do that with corned beef.
I'm back only if I don't have to try to watch the food while you're gone.
At the stage. Why isn't it letting me? Okay, Echo.
Can you hear me?
I am going to step. I'm going to step down for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to go check on Kenneth and do a bathroom break for a minute. Okay,
Okie dokie.
y'all. I'll be right back. Entertain everybody for me, love.
Oh, I don't know if I know how to do that.
Oh yes, you do, girl. You know everything about that deer meat and stuff. That's what we're talking about. Food. You know how to talk to people. You know how to cook good.
Oh, they say they can't hear me.
Oh my goodness. They can't hear you. Okay, hold on. I wonder why they can't hear you.
I don't know. Oh, they can hear me now.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead and talk, baby. I'm gonna go and take care of him. Y'all, I'll be right back. It won't take me but a few minutes.
So, how was the weather by everybody today? Got pretty warm here today. Yeah, it was in the 80s here today too. Oh, good, Andy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it makes it hard for me to breathe when it gets like that. And it was muggy. It was real muggy. And I'm north of you. You would think it would would be a little bit cooler. It's supposed to get rain this weekend, I think. Oh, 75. That sounds nice. That's not too hot. Can I ask what state you're in running with God? Oh, wow. So now we've got people from north, people from south, and from east to west. That's pretty cool. I'm in Wisconsin. case anybody was wondering. I think Indy probably remembers that, and Jen knows that. Indy, are you, I heard that there was a little bit of activity going on near a volcano up that way. Are you anywhere near that? Hmm. So have they been talking at all? Any kind of advisories or recommendations or anything like that about uh, evacuation or anything like that? There's really not much of a way to prepare for something like that other than to try to be road ready. Wow. Somebody said that there was some kind of rumbling up in Alaska too, and well, of course we know there's been all that um kind of ring of fire activity. Thanks for coming fast bear.
Y'all, I'll be right back. I'm getting Kenneth the patty a deer meat because he cannot wait. So I'm taking him some. Be right back.
Night night. Night night, fast bear. I'm not very entertaining, am I? I can't even think up a funny joke at the moment.
Okay. Gonna get me something to drink.
Oh
And
no. Flooding down there?
guys,
It's a ways south of me. Milwaukee actually had some flooding.
good night, Fast Bear. Oh yeah, flooding's bad. Bad, 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 bad.
Well,
We're
I had
starting
heard
to show signs of flooding.
oh no. I heard a while back that there was some flooding in New Mexico.
New Mexico is easily to flood from what I have been told, because it's so dry, and when the rains come, it's like
I
you
think
just
they
get.
have some hard land there.
Yeah, I would not want to get caught in one of those canyons and
Oh
be.
no.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
That would be terrible, terrible.
Oh, as a child, I lived on a hill, a city that was built into a hill, and we had floods come through, and it was just something else. They sandbagged the streets that um, run crossways, but everything that went downhill, they sandbagged so that everything would for the most part, the water would go towards the downhill roads. And I watched a 3-story house, disappear. It was coming down like what looked like a river, of course, which was where a road was. And all of a sudden, it just
Mm-hmm.
right next to where I was standing went right down into a sinkhole. That's when everybody that was there like backed up and realized, ooh, we don't even know if there's ground underneath us, underneath the sidewalk and stuff. It's really something to see something like
Okay,
that go running by.
I put the link in chat. Um, uh, Running with God, Andy. Um, you guys, if you want, you can click on that link because I've never got to have y'all backstage before. So I would love it if you could join to go backstage. I'm going to have to be shutting the room down. I'm trying to keep this. I was trying to keep it at 2 hours, but I realized I'm over 2 hours. So I probably need to go on and shut it down. I am going to put a picture. I'm going to post a picture of the deer meat. Whenever I cook all the other stuff, I'll post a picture of that and I'll put the recipe on it for everybody. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and shut the room down. Um, Andy, if you want to come, if Running with God, anybody wants to come and hit that link, y'all come on, and that way I can shut the room down. Okay.
Hi, ladies. Thanks for having me up here, Carolina.
Hey, honey.
I'm not on my computer, so if I sound really funny or something, let me know. I'm just on my phone.
Sounds perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay, let's see. We've got. Okay, Running with God. Thank you so much for coming. I was tickled pink to have you, you know, and I know you probably got a lot of stuff to do and everything. So, but try to watch out for yourself. Keep everything together since y'all got that flooding going on, especially. And I will keep you in our prayers definitely.
Take care, Running. Have a good night.
Okay, Fast Bear had to go, right?
Yep.
And Jen had to
I don't know
Jen
if
had to
Jen.
step away too,
I don't know if Jen's
didn't she?
back. I think she thought she was back, but
I hadn't seen a comment or anything.
she knows how to grab
Yeah.
the link.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. All right. Well, you have a blessed night too, Running with God. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut the room down. Thank you so much for coming. Um, you guys remember, always, always be prayed up first. Have your house in order. Be prepared anytime. Don't wait for something bad to happen to get yourself prepared. Get your house in order. Okay, y'all have a blessed night. Nighty night.